of the well architected framework, which is cost optimization pillar. What this pillar actually do? So if you see the word itself says that cost optimization pillar focuses on avoiding unnecessary cost, key topics including understanding spending over time and controlling fund allocation, selecting resources of the right type and right quantity, and scaling to meet business needs without overspending. So most of the companies look for cost optimization, cost effectiveness, right? So how the cost to be saved, how the cost optimization can be done. So this pillar, what is the key components of the cost optimization pillar? Let's see that. So what is the key component here? So the cost aware architecture. What is the cost aware architecture? Example, see that if you put your cost in mind, including selecting the appropriate instances type. Example, say if you need a normal instance for doing some work, but if you're selecting the high capacity or the larger instance, that's where you are overspending, which is not required for your architecture or which is not required for your resource allocation, but how you are selecting the instance type. And storage options, implementing the auto scaling, optimizing the resource utilization, how good you are utilizing the resources, how optimized you are. So that's where your cost aware architecture says. So that's the cost saving perspective. The next one, cost effective resources. So you select the cost effective resources like reserved instances, spot instances, implementing the appropriate cost saving measures. Like example, you take a reserved instances for 3 years or the cost saving plans. So you can cost saving plans, do an agreement with the AWS for 3 years or 5 years long term cost saving plan. So that way you save a lot in doing that. Instead doing an on demand instances, you can use the reserved instances or the reserved host for your cost optimization purpose. Next one, matching supply and demand. So if you have the demand, you supply it, or unnecessary you manufacture it, or you don't do any delivery, right? You don't have any supply chain, or you don't have any demand but you are doing manufacturing, then it's a waste of time, right? It's a waste of resources, it's a waste of manpower. So that's where matching your supply on demand. What is the demand you have, that's what you supply. So implementing the scaling mechanisms that automatically adjust resource allocation based on the demand patterns. You have high demand, that should scale automatically. If the demand is falling down, your resource should fall down or resource should decrease based on the resource utilization. So that's where the cost supply and demand matches. Optimizing over time, so you have to do the optimization there, like the usage and cost over time by monitoring usage patterns and identifying areas for improvement and implementing cost saving measures. The next one is data driven. So you should collect the data, make sure, not assumed. Okay, you do not do the assumption, make sure by collecting the data. Cost optimization by analyzing usage patterns and cost data and identifying opportunities for optimizations, like where you can save, what is the maximum cost savings you can do, right? Not compromising on the quality, but you do the best optimization on the cost. Okay, example, in real-time case, if you take a mobile gaming company wants to optimize its usage of storage resources by selecting the appropriate storage options, implementing the efficient data retrieval and caching mechanisms, and identifying opportunities for data compression. The company can optimize its storage utilization and minimize the cost. Example, that's like you have the data, but you don't have a compression mechanism, then you do not save the data compression, you do not save the data capacity, right? You do not save the capacity, you're just utilizing the storage, but you're not doing the optimization. So if you compress the data or if you dedupe the data, then lot of the deduplication files and data compression will save the actual storage. So that's the one example for the mobile gaming company wants to optimize their storage resources for the cost